So I just have one question for you. What's your mythology? Hello there, Apple Biteys. This is your Apple Bite Rafael talking to you straight from our show here, The Written Writ. A show where you and I and you take a journey together to become better writers. You may be asking yourself, Rafael, what are you talking about? What's your mythology? I don't have no gods or goddesses or stuff like that. Well, what I'm talking about is the world you're creating for your character, the world you're creating for your book, the world you're creating for your story. This is your mythology. This is how you are setting this setting for your character. And it's a mythology you're creating. Now, that is why I asked you guys to do the fan fiction type of thing, where you're playing in somebody else's world that has been created. So you're in Mario's world and you're playing by their rules, by the creation of this mythology that's been set in place. That is what you need to do. You need to create your mythology. It doesn't need to be thorough, but you can make it thorough. You can go down to what socks the character wears all the time. It could be as intricate as that, or it can be as simple as well, this is why my character is doing what he's doing. Sometimes you need to know that. You need to know what is the motivation of the character. Why are they doing this? Why are they the hero? Why do they care? It's important to answer these questions. And sometimes when we get stuck in writing, when we get writer's block, these questions can help you come out of this writer's block and give you something to write about. And here is my important rule. Ask yourself the 5 W's. Who, what, when, where, why, and how. This will help you come out of the whatever writer's block you're having, because it lets you pull from your world that you have created, this creation you have set forth before you, and all the rules that you have for it. Sometimes we don't know what all these rules are because we have not sat there and actually broke apart everything. We're just thinking about the story that we're writing. And it's important to remember that your hero is taking a journey. Of course, I've told you before that I love Joseph Campbell, and I love the fact of how he breaks down the hero's journey. The hero's journey begins um, with the hero stepping forth. Why? And then we have to figure out why the hero is stepping forth. What's his motivation? Why did your hero end up from the beginning of your story to the end of your story? And where is he going to go? Is he going to be the hero at the end of it? Or will he be something else? What is this journey that your character is taking? It was one of the most inspirational and moments of clarity that I had when I heard Joseph Campbell talking when I was watching, of course, PBS and Channel 13, and he was talking to Bill Moyers. Sorry about that. And the interviews that he had, it was like it caught my attention. I was a child at the time when I first saw the video, and it was one of those moments where I was like, whoa, I never even thought about half this stuff, because I was already writing stuff. I was already writing comic books and stuff, and here I was. I had already written my detective novel with Maximus T. Jones. Yeah, that was the detective I created. And I've been writing since I was very young. And as soon as I saw Joseph Campbell and Bill Moyer and those PBS special, and it just opened up my mind, gave my horizons more intricate thoughts than I could ever think of. And that's why it's important to create your world when you're writing. You may have heard, better yet, that it's called world building. I like to call it world creation. You are building a world, but you're also creating this world that your character lives in. What kind of a world does your character live in? What is this setting that you've set up? Who is your hero? Why is he doing what he's doing? when is all this happening? Where is all of this happening? What is it that exactly is happening for our character to need to do what he needs to do? And how is everything happening? These are very important questions to ask yourself as you're writing, especially if you get stuck and bogged down and you don't feel you have anywhere to go. You need to know what your mythology is. You need to know what your world is. And as we saw with the fan fiction in Mario, when you play in other people's worlds, you see how they set up the rules, you see how they set up everything up, and you can do similar things. This way you have an example of what you're looking at as you go into it. And that is what I wanted to talk about to you this week. So what is your mythology? And now, let us move on to our next segment for the show. And let's see what happens. So there you go. It just magically appears. Well, there we go. The writer's prompt is... Oh, of course, we all know what a writer's prompt is. Writer's prompt is a tool that helps us to write. And this week's tool is... I was just standing there when it happened. I was just standing there when it happened. And the word of the week, of course, because we're talking about all this what's happening stuff, is happenstance. It was just a happenstance of what was happening. You know, it's a chance of happening. In case you were wondering and you didn't get my sense of humor there thing, because that happens. And on top of that, I want you guys, it's all up to you, like the word of the week, I want you to tell me what your hero's motivation is. Or at least tell yourself, what is your hero's motivation? Why is your hero doing what he's doing? It may not have to do with whatever you write for this prompt, but what is the general idea of this character that you're using for this writer's prompt? And what is your hero's motivation? That way we understand what your hero's journey is. See what I did there? Put Joseph Campbell right in there, because he's the man. And, of course, if you want to check out what I've been doing, and you want to check out some of my work, whether it be the writer's prompt or some of my writings and musings and ideas and other such, you can go to dranix.tumblr.com. dranix.tumblr.com. And if you go there, you can see what I've been doing. Now, if you want to share what you're doing, you can take your stuff and put it in the comment section down below. That way we can actually get a back and forth, and I can see what you are writing, what's your story. And who knows, if you put it down there, we can probably put it on the show, and we can discuss even further. Alright, so your writer's prompt is, I was just standing there when it happened. And the word of the week is happenstance, and your extracurricular activity or extra credit, like in school, is your hero's motivation. What is your hero's motivation? Why is he doing what he's doing? Why? Well, there you go. And with that, I'll bid you adieu. I know you get it. Mythology, Phoenix, yeah. Oh, just me? Oh well. Alright, Apple Bites, that's our show for the week. You know you like this, so give us a thumbs up. Then, do yourself a favor and press that button down there, taking a bite out of the apple, and become an Apple Bite subscribe. Comment down below, share your story. Let us know what we're doing. Let us know what you want to see. And if you're looking for the previous episode and all the crazy mechanisms that happen with it, there it is on the side. You want to press the button and check it out. See what craziness Ralph is doing with writing right there. And with that, I will say, I am your Apple Bite, Rafael Tavares, signing off. Until next week, when I'll say something like, booyah. Adios.